church family.
This one says, been so excited about church Sunday, can't wait to go. I rarely have anticipated anything in my life more than, and have definitely not, it was not about church for many years, at least 8 years. I've had to make myself go for a long time, and I forgot that going used to be the highlight of my week. I'm bringing my mother-in-law and a caregiver this week with me to church on Sunday. I'm also asking another family that friends of ours to come and visit the church with us. I feel like we have come home at South Point.
And I don't know if I can read this one without crying. It says, we started off at South Point back before the official building was built, a long time ago. I remember running around handing Mr. Jackie tools when we were building the building. I was very young, yet still felt connection. Dad said I always asked to go to church after the first time attending South Point. Me constantly asking was the reason we started to go regularly. I loved church. Dad grew a connection through music and started genuinely wanting to be there and to be a part of serving the Lord. My mom was also part of it for a while. Over the years, I began to grow up watching my dad play the guitar and sing, and I wanted to be just like him. So one day, I decided to try the drums. Jeff Cochran gave me lessons, and before I knew it, I was in the youth band learning so many new things from Justin Morris. I eventually made it to the adult band and have been a part of it ever since. The band is one of the reasons I am who I am today. The growth, the advice, the family. My dad loved being a part of it, and he still loves church. We have gained a true family. They've always been there. When my mama passed away, Justin and the church and the band were there in an instant to help us with food and support. I remember the hug that Miss Helen, Pastor Chris's mama, gave us that following Sunday after my mom had passed away. See, I told y'all I should have made me this. It made us feel truly loved and cared for. We are so thankful for a family like South Point. They will do anything for anyone and are truly selfless, Christ-like people. Because of South Point and all the knowledge and support, I've been able to get a job in ministry, and Dad and I have had for 20 years worth of stories to tell and hope to continue to create another 20 years worth of memories with South Point Church.
Wow. This one says we began attending South Point a little less than a year ago. We've become involved in the Yard, our young adult small group, and we greatly enjoy it. I have enjoyed our time here. One thing we love about South Point is the welcoming, judgment-free community of Christ followers we found here. We look forward to our future here.
I'm not sure you will ever know how much I'll always appreciate the words and prayer that you showed with me the first Sunday we attended South Point Church. The time you took to call me really helped me in building a new foundation. I came that first Sunday with a heavy heart, broken, desperate for guidance. I had not attended church in years. I'll always believe that God brought us as a part of His plan for us. Each week as we have attended, our mission to heal and to rely on God becomes stronger and stronger. We will always thank you and all of the members of your team for accepting us as we are.
I'm going to do a couple of more, and then we want to hear from you if you have something you want to say. But another one here is Zach and I grew up in Baptist churches here in Eufaula. We also spent a lot of time at my grandmother's church as well, Methodist Church in Brundage. We first visited South Point back in 2021 with my sister Katie and her family. We chose to move our membership to South Point, and we have had our son dedicated in May of 2021. Ever since becoming a part of the South Point family, we felt nothing but love from everyone. All our children love to come to church, even asking if they can go on other days of the week besides just Sundays and Wednesdays. Every message delivered on Sundays always hits home with us, and we're truly feel a desire to go and to hear the message. Our children are learning so much and can tell us about stories from the Bible that they've learned. And when they leave, each Leave Kids Corner class, we truly are blessed to be a part of this family. We love South Point. One more.
How thankful I am to have followed my daughter to the church where she wanted to go and the church where her friends go. This led me to South Point about 19 years ago. The Tools daughter and my daughter were very good friends, along with several other classmates that attended South Point. You always hear about the church where you feel welcome, comfortable, and most of all, you feel that you are a part of the church. This is South Point. Chris, Marie, and many others have been here for me and my family through the happy times as well as the saddest times. That's what family does. Chris's messages always makes you feel like he wrote it just for you personally. I will admit I wasn't the biggest fan of the music 19 years ago, as I grew up in a Methodist church with slow hymns. But fast forward here today, and I love the music. It makes you feel good, even though I can't sing, or so my friends tell me. And then one other one. My family and I came to South Point several years ago, going through a very difficult time. We came to the lake to Eufaula to get away for the weekend. We looked up local churches and decided to check out South Point. It was immediately a place that was welcoming and a place of refuge. Over the course of time, Pastor Chris became a mentor of mine and became someone that I could confide in. We maintained a friendship, and I began periodically preaching at South Point, which eventually led to coming on staff. Since that time, my family has plugged in, and my wife and I are leading a young adults class. My oldest daughter loves the student ministry, and my youngest is so excited for church day. Everyone has always welcomed us and invited us in, and we have found community and a place to belong at South Point. Our family looks forward to the future and being a part of what God is doing in the community of South Point and Eufaula.
We're blessed to have you guys here. We are. Two quick stories, and these are not written. One is, but the first Sunday, this email was dated September 14, 2004. It was sent to me by a couple that had moved down here from Canada. They had no use for church, really, and had never been to church. And some way talked them into coming to that first week of services in the Chamber of Commerce. And Monday morning, I got to the little office that I had, and they had sent this email to me. And they said, "Hi, Chris." Said, "We plan to be there this coming Sunday again and bring a couple of friends. We really enjoyed the service last week. You might even be successful in getting us back into church, and that's big." That was what we started, and that's what we were about and what we are about. And the last little story I want to share you, and then if you got something, we want to hear it. But I remember one Sunday, 80-something-year-old man came in with a cane. He sat on the back row. And I remember greeting him in the lobby, and I'm thinking, I don't know if he knows what he's in for, a little more contemporary. And he came in and sat on the back row. He showed up the next week and the next week. And for 3 years, this man came in with a cane, rarely missed, sat on the back row, always spoke when he went out. He'd say, good message today, preacher. And he went out. It was in December, and I hadn't seen him in about 3 weeks. And I was wondering, what's happened? And I got a Christmas card in the mail that year. And it was from Harry. And Harry said this. He said, "Hey, I just wanted to thank you and South Point Church." He said, "I've not been in church in a long, long time, and you were successful in getting me back into church." And he said, "I haven't been there the last 3 weeks because I grew up in the Methodist church, and I just felt a draw to go back to my roots these latter years of my life." But he said, "Thank you, because this church was instrumental in getting me back into church after all those years." And I think, and I hear stories like that, and I think that's what it's about. I've said all along, it's not that we do church better than anybody. No, that's not it. We're not better than any other church. We just do what we do different, and every church does what they do different. But we're all working for the same goal, the same purpose, and that is to get people in the kingdom of God and grow Christ followers. So thank you for your work. Thank you for your dedication to make stories like this happen. and we are excited about it. So if you have something you want to say real quick, feel free. Dustin's got the mic here, and he'll be on you quickly. I can't see. Somebody back here in the back?
So I started here in 2018 in the nursery. My mom kept the older kids, and I was with the babies. And I loved it. And I have watched those kids grow up in the past 6 years now into big kids. And I not only have found a church home, I have found a family away from family here. I found people that love me for who I am and don't judge me for who I am. And y'all are the most godly people I have ever met in my entire life, and I thank you for that.
Anybody else want to say something, share something?
Got somebody?
I'm glad you see them because I can't see anything.
Well, it's those lights. It's those lights.
Do I have to stand up? Can I stand up? I'm already crying. I just want to say thank y'all for what you do. Because I've called y'all hard times in my life, especially in this last year. And I don't think I've ever really stopped you in the lobby and told you how much it meant to me for y'all being there for me and praying for me and listening to me cry. And I truly love y'all, and I love this church, and I'm so thankful for everything that y'all do. And I don't think you hear it enough, but we're blessed to have South Point in this town, and I love the growth that is happening, and I'm just proud to be a part of it. So thank you.
Got one more back here.
You're going to get a workout tonight, from one side to the other.
Well, I'm Miss Brenda. I'm new to the area. My daughter is stationed at Fort Moore, and my grandchildren are there. They live on base, and I was living on the Georgia side, but God keeps speaking to me, and I had to obey, so here I am in Alabama and Eufaula with y'all. And I had a friend in Phoenix City that we've been talking a lot, and she knows I love the Lord, and I told her, you know, the calling that God was trying to tell me to head on over to Eufaula, but I wanted to be like Jonah and, you know, not listen, try to get away from it, but that didn't work out too well. So here I am in Eufaula, still close to my grandchildren and my daughter, and she came here and she goes, "You gonna be okay, Mom? This is a small little town." I go, "Yeah, I know." But God knows a lot more than I know and what's best for family. And so my friend in Phoenix City told me about this church. I didn't even, like I said, I know this place was a small little town, but, you know, there would be no way I'd be finding this church because you guys are kind of like off the beaten path here a little bit. So I give my friend and give God all the glory for me making it here. And the first time I came here, I met Pastor and the other greeter, I forget his name, but he's a wonderful person. And they made me feel welcomed, and I don't know, there was just a sense of peace here, and I just knew that it was through my friend and the obedience of what God was telling me that brought me to this church. And I've only been here, y'all, for 3 months. So I got here in July, and now it's already September. It's hard to believe. I just feel a sense of peace, and I know that God always, He knows what's best for each and every one of us, and I just give Him all the glory and praise for being here with y'all. And thank you for being so welcoming and accepting of me, and thank you so much.
Maybe one more.
One more.
Quick to
Got
do.
it over here.
You,
Got one more over here.
hang on.
So I'm going to kind of, not trying to break up the mood or anything, but I've got a little funny. So family is key, and that's what we feel here. And we appreciate you guys for everything that you've done for this church from day one, and especially when I came at year 7. But I've got a little funny to tell about Kim Brown and some things that happened not too long ago, and it's when you can laugh together, when you can cry together, when you can do the things that need to be done for each other here in the church. And so I'm standing on stage, and Kim is doing the senior day, and she walks up and she was about to speak, but then she does an about face quickly, and she looked at me and she said, "I've got gum in my mouth here." And I'm like holding my hand out, and I said, "Okay, I'll take the gum." And I'm just holding it, and I'm just saying, you know, we can laugh together, we can hold somebody's gum together, we can provide for, you know, for somebody, and it's everything is just so loving and, you know, family oriented, and we just love y'all, and we love being able to serve with you and to serve for you, and just want to give you praise and give the Lord the praise and glory for allowing each and every one of us to be here and be able to be up under you.
That's why you share your glasses with your friends, ain't it?
Chris, can we get one more?
Don't give him the mic. He'll preach. No.
Well, a lot of y'all know me, a lot of you may not. But my ties go a lot. And I'm not a speaker, I'm a musician, and I don't know if I'm able to speak without bawling, because, again, my ties go a lot further than 20 years ago. But there's a little
We
story.
raised that boy.
A little history, and I don't know if y'all know it, but a lot of us have names in these walls behind this sheetrock. And I've seen a lot of those names come to Christ over the last 20 years. My dad fried fish under this building that was being built right there where you're sitting. It was just concrete. And I spent a lot of years here. And I appreciate this church. And I knew from the day one when I sat there in Chris's living room that this was a God thing. It wasn't a Chris thing. And I still believe that today. And I think God continues to bless this church, continues to draw people here. And I just thank y'all for the blessings that you've given me in my life. And I would not be the person who I am today without y'all. And I love you.
We love you too, John.
Thank you, Jeff. Just a quick note, Jeff and Jenny, they've been here from the get-go, and I'll never forget Jeff sitting in our living room saying, "Hey, if you do this church, I'll do the music. I'll do whatever I can to help." And he did so great. I mean, for several years into our church, and just been a blessing to us. And Jenny with the kids, working with them, and just thank you guys for being here tonight. It means a lot. Well, I tell you what we're going to do. The band's going to do a couple of more songs. They're going to do one song first, and as they do this song, I couldn't think of a better song actually better two songs for tonight to just kind of for us to wrap our hearts and minds around. And as I began to go through, and you've seen pictures on the screens up here of over the years, from day one to where we are today, as I've been going through these pictures, I've just been overwhelmed with God's goodness. I wish I could say, here's how we did this. We did it like this, but I have no idea how this has happened other than it's been through the goodness of God. And God has been so good, so faithful. And we got his favor so many times, and he's brought us through so many situations. So these last couple of songs, and I'm just going to, and you can stand, you can sit, you can do whatever you want to do, but I hope these next two songs and in between them is a time that you'll reflect with us on the goodness of God, not just for what he's done in our church, but maybe what he's done in your life. So as they lead us in these songs, we just want you to take that time to reflect on God's goodness.
Oh, your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkest nights. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. I have lived
And God has been good. We've been talking about this in some of our staff and leadership meetings, and we have been overwhelmed with the goodness of God. We started looking at things and tracking things, and we're not into the numbers, but we do want to know if something's happening. And something has been happening here. Since January to May, we've had 35 new people come in attending regular, and probably almost that many since May to right now. Our children's classes, they're having 50 to 60 children on Sunday. That's babies through toddlers. Student ministries, 50 to 60 plus on Wednesday nights. Small groups have doubled, and we're just finding it's a challenge every week to put people and find places to put people. But it's God. It's not us. It's God and what He's doing and people that He is drawing in. And we're seeing lives change. 18 baptisms so far this year. Got another one for this Sunday, I believe. The sign that God is doing something in people's lives. And that's what we started. The day we started, we said that's what it's going to be about, is introducing people to the person who can change their lives. And we're hearing stories every week of what God is doing in people's lives. Now He's changing people's lives. And I'm telling you, we look at this and I'm overwhelmed with the goodness of God. They read a story earlier, the little girl that was a toddler when she came, and she wound up playing the drums. Well, she mentioned her dad back here. I'm going to tell a story real quick on him. I remember we hadn't been going long, and we met at the city auditorium. And I remember Lisa coming in, and she had Kenzie with her. And they came that first Sunday, or one of the first Sundays we were in the auditorium. And she came down at the end of the service for prayer, and we prayed together. And she said, "Would you please pray that my husband would join us here at church?" And we prayed. We didn't know God was going to answer it that quick, but the next Sunday, Kent walked in with his family to church, and God did something amazing in Kent's life. And he stood on this stage of many of years playing with the band and singing in the band. And he told me something tonight, just real quick. And he told me something about the stage, and he traveled all over the place, playing in bands and stuff, and in the early years. We won't say younger years, just early years. And he said something in the hallway tonight about playing with them tonight, and he said, there was something about playing on this stage. He said, what a way, I ain't going to say to go out, but he said, what a way to end, a career kind of deal on stage than doing it on a stage for God and what He feels here. And amazing story. So I asked them to do this last song because I think we did this very early in the auditorium. And it was one of the songs that we sang a lot. And it simply said, how great is our God? Because He is. He's done an incredible work here at 159 Oaks Landing. And the best part of that is He's not through. He's not through. In fact, I'm going to throw a little teaser real quick. You don't want to miss tomorrow, because we're going to announce something tomorrow. I just leaving it at that. You don't want to miss tomorrow, okay? You don't want to miss it, because we're finding out from God, and He's been leading us, and we're just finding out and taking the next step as He asks us to. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. I hope you'll be here for that. But tonight we want to end this evening singing about the greatness of our God and how great is our God. So you sat through all the others. I'm going to ask you on this one to just stand up and you just kind of sing along with them as they lead us in this last song, How Great is Our God. God.
The splendor of the King, clothed in majesty. Let all the earth rejoice, all the earth rejoice.
Man, he's a great God. He's been very good to us. And we just want to say thank you for coming tonight, sharing this time with us. Man, this group here put together, some new, some old, some in between. Thanks. You guys did a great job tonight. They're going to be leading a song in the morning, too. You don't want to miss this. But tomorrow, don't miss it. I'm telling you, don't miss tomorrow morning, because we got something exciting we want to tell you about. So hope you'll join us tomorrow. You can mingle, you can do whatever before you leave. Thank you for coming tonight and celebrating with us.